So we wanted to talk about the story of this painting and how it came about and what it means to us, I suppose. During lockdown, we were painting in our own studios and connecting just through video, just through our shared SEAW studio where we paint together once a week. And then eventually, when we were allowed to get together to paint, Stephie started coming up to paint with me in my garden, and we did this a couple of times. We did a painting in oils, we had an oils day, we had a day working in mixed media. We used this time to experiment and just develop our own ideas and work together. And it was really nice being able to paint with somebody, wasn't it?
Yeah, sort of almost back to normality. And I think one of the benefits of having this time was the fact that we can sort of just play with other things and
have a laugh.
You had that, that's right, you had that time to sort of experiment and just do anything you wanted to do and something different. And
yeah.
We made sure we sort of tried something different with different media.
And I think then this idea was because on the third time we thought, let's do something together, physically painting one sheet of paper instead of each painting our own sheets. And I got this big sheet of paper, pinned it onto the back of a board, and we brought it into the garden and just started throwing paint around. And I think the key with this was the fact that we started out, I remember you saying, so what are we doing? Where do we start?
We didn't have a clue when we started.
I know, and it was really about having no expectations, and we decided that the thing to paint was the space that we had been enjoying painting in for so long, in terms of this was a space that we had enjoyed. And as the day progressed, we found all sorts of things happening on the paper, didn't we?
Yeah, I think it's sort of going from not knowing where to start, and I think initially we just really did pick up water and throw the water on and throw some paint on.
Yeah.
And just took it from where it was at the time. We had a table laid out over next to it with just about everything we could find in the studios, from sort of pencils to acrylic ink to painting
I know, everything.
Just everything.
I mean, we actually used some of the plants in the garden to make prints, leaves and things.
We put some paint on the back of the, I think it was nasturtium leaves, wasn't it?
Yeah, those are nasturtium
and then
leaves.
just sort of put them on and put a roller over the top to press them on, and it was literally sort of, once we got into the flow of it, it was
really
just
flowed,
picking
didn't
up
it?
everything, saying, oh, you know, what about putting this here? What about putting that there? And it just took off.
I think the joy of this painting was the fact that we responded to the painting as it developed. We responded to the next bit. Our own styles show in different parts of this painting, where we've each done a section, and we've then, some bits where you've painted, I came in afterwards and painted, and some bits where I'd painted, you came in afterwards and used some ink or drew on it or whatever. And it is absolutely a complete collaboration.
I think it's sort of having that sort of, when we're doing, sometimes when we're working on in our own studios and that, and I'd sort of send something to Vandy or something, say, what do you think of this? Or what, and there's somebody there to do it at that moment, and doing it together, you're bouncing off of each other so much and so quickly and instantly, and it's more refreshing and it's more instant.
It was a really spontaneous process.
That's right. So we would just sort of, you know, Vandy would do a part and I'd say, well, what about if you do so and so, and then she'd see another part and suggest something, and you know, saying, oh, that bit looks nice and we could put that here, and we were just sort of found it quite hard to stop in the end.
We did, didn't we? We laughed a lot.
Otherwise it would have been covered completely.
And I think what the message I took out of this day was that there was a joy in the process of being uncontained and unconstrained, which kind of felt like a reaction to where we've been, and unfortunately probably where we're going back into for a couple of months over the winter. But that was a reaction to the way we were feeling about the fact that we suddenly had this freedom to be together more, to paint together more, to collaborate more. And I think the other thing, I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this painting, and the key for me is also the fact that art connects people, and that it connects people in what they see and in the vision that they have in the art, but also in the process of making it. If you can collaborate with somebody, and if you can connect people and paint together and work with other people to develop your ideas and your art, there's something really magical that often happens.
Yeah.
So
it's just a totally different. I think a lot of that comes from the freedom that when you start it as well.
Yeah.
You know, there was no sort of pressure on it. You're not painting for an exhibition, you're not painting, you know, you haven't got to end up with this perfect thing. It literally was, this is a piece of paper, let's have some fun sort of thing. You know, we can now finally paint together, you know, we'll just go for it and enjoy it. And ideas develop along the way.
We were just so thrilled when it got accepted for the exhibition, because we didn't start it intending to submit it for the exhibition, but by the time we were finished, I think we both felt quite attached to what had appeared on the paper.
I've been dreaming of green ever since. I've never painted so much green.
But it was great. It was good fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So if you want to have a closer look, it's on the website. We are going to do a bit of filming of a bit of the detail. In fact, we've already done a bit of it, and so we'll try and include that. We may already have done that. We haven't put the video together yet, so it'll be somewhere in this video, before or after our little talk. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Bye.